Welcome back. Last episode we tried our hand at micro cementing our upstairs closet and half wall in our bedroom loft. Actually turned out way better than we thought.
But now that means this week I'm going to continue on making our custom bedside table, and then I'm also going to start making the dual opening shutter doors for the micro cemented closet. I can't believe I have to pull this apart after everything I've put into this.
I can't believe we didn't think about this until installing it. It did not cross our minds at all until just now.
Once again, we have never done this before, and I'm incredibly nervous about how it's going to go. There is no time like the present to get started. We've got a little bit more daylight left on a beautiful sunny afternoon.
If you've been following along, you know we never know when it's not going to be sunny and the rain's going to hit, so we're making the most of it. Let's get going. You ready? It's exciting!
One done, 7 to go. Now, it might have taken longer than I'd like to admit. Here are my two frames. They're just being held together right now because I'm going to need to pull them apart and chisel way more little lines out for my slats. Done. Just kidding. I've just done one. Which has taken me about an hour, and I think I'm getting quicker. A labour of love. Yes, I know there are quicker ways to do it. This is quite rewarding. No disasters yet, but I have 3 more lengths of these to go. So that means 70 something. I'll leave that till tomorrow because I am knackered.
Just having a little break with my Lele, and it reminded me that in the last video I asked you all the funny nicknames that you gave your dog, and it's so hilarious to me to see how much they veer off of their normal name, and I thought I would share a few with you because they're just so funny. Sandra, your rescue Doberman's name is Dana, but she also goes by Dana Coco, as well as Coco, Lamb, Lammy, Beauty, Schmooky, Schmooks, Slinky Dink, Kuka, Cooks. Love it. Lauren, you also have a Wheaton Border Collie who's just like Leo. Her name is Josie, but you also call her Jojo, Jojo the jet plane, Queen Josephine. Holly, your dog, named Malachi, which is really cool just as a name to begin with, but he also gets Maluluka, I hope I'm saying that right. Malibu, Mally Boy, Mally Fox, Doofus, and Beautiful Boy. And last but not least, Jasmine, your dog's name is Charlie, but he also goes by Whirly, Mr. Worldwide. You are all so funny, and if you need a good laugh, go into that last video and look at the comments, and if you haven't commented yours yet, please do so below because it's guaranteed smile. I reckon it's probably time to get back to work, hey Lay? I think Dad needs you, supervisor.
Third one done. Hooray! Only one more to go. It's actually really exciting. You pumped? Yeah, pretty excited. So of course I go to glue it up and it starts raining again. So we're inside and I'm just a little concerned that I'm a little wonky in the frame. I'm now really nervous that when the two doors come together, they're not going to meet as smoothly as I'd hoped. I've decided to pull it apart. There was too much twist in it. I think I needed to flip one of the pieces around. Maybe finesse just a little bit. I just knew like once it actually was going to set, that I don't think it was even enough that I could get sanding wise before it would still be weird. I think it would have been okay if it was a single door, but because it has to meet the double door, it will show as soon as it's not perfectly flush with that door. That one is like perfectly square. So the perfectionist in me has been looking at this for a bit and I just needed to pull it apart. I think I can just do a better job and I'll just do it with fresh eyes tomorrow. Now I've got to match. Got my lines here already. So, should mean I can just trace so that it's a perfect match. Moment of truth. That is nice. It's pretty damn windy. It's time to glue the drawer front onto the drawer. I'm super nervous because if I don't get this perfectly right, it won't sit perfectly right in its cavity and it'll undo everything. Fingers crossed this works the way I'm planning. This is what I've ended up with. I've marked all the ones that is going to be the top and the front. I've got edges cut for it to slot into the slot this way just to make it cleaner. And then I've also trimmed the tops here so that's also if there's anything messy with the chisel work I've done, it's going to sort of cover it up. So it doesn't seem like much, but it'll be enough to make it look way more seamless and clean, particularly because I did hand chisel all those notches. So I'm sure you can understand why all this stuff takes so long, and I'm sure there are more streamlined approaches to doing it, but most of those tools I don't have or expertise, so I'm just doing it old school, and I'm pretty stoked with how it's all coming together. So then they should just fit in like this. Looks like that. I'm stoked. Obviously I need to clean up all this stuff. So I'm going to take these guys out, sand them and soften the edges a bit just because they're really just square. Then obviously I need to spend a fair bit of time sanding this frame up. I'm stoked. This looks awesome.
Okay, while Glenn is obviously working really hard on everything to do with the bedroom, I've been working behind the scenes just as hard, I swear. There's obviously so much that goes on when it comes to planning a project of this size. I know our tiny home is tiny, but in terms of a project management standpoint, it's insane how many decisions you have to make. And I'm a very visual person, so it's all been in my mind. Every little decision on what things look like, what we need to do, it's all been in my mind and in my head, and it's been driving me nuts. But over the past month, I've been trying a new tool that's really helped put everything onto one place that's allowed me to see things very visually. And that tool is called Milanote. Milanote is an online canvas designed to help you plan, brainstorm, and collaborate on ideas all in one single place. There are so many moving parts to this build, from the interior design and layout to all of the little details like storage solutions and finishes. Having everything together visually has been instrumental to making this project run smoother. For example, I gathered some visual inspiration of similar projects projects that I found online that I thought would fit the vibe of what we're going for. I take that inspiration and put it into Milanote, where I can add notes, images, videos, tasks, and more all in one single place. I've been saving different cabinetry styles, lighting options, and even color swatches so I can see how everything ties together before we actually make any big decisions. One of my personal favorite things about Milanote is I can also have external links throughout. So if I do find something that I really love, I can go back and know exactly how to buy it or where to buy similar things. Milanote makes starting a new project so easy with over 100 built-in templates available for every type of creative project. I use the mood board template to plan our coffee corner for our kitchen. Being able to drag and drop photos and jot down ideas has helped me stay focused and feel a lot less overwhelmed. If you're planning any kind of creative project, whether it's designing a tiny home like me, working on a brand project, or just trying to organize your life and your ideas, I definitely recommend giving Milanote a try. It's available for free with no time limit, so click the link in the description below and go get creating. Thanks again, Milanote, for supporting this video. Now let's go get back to building our dream tiny home.
Right before a storm, need a sirens. Lightning in the clouds, should be dance. Getting hurt when I'm trying to hold it. Falling stars flashing like a coating. My ship's spinning out of control. Your love's been down to Jericho.
It's now time to put the oil stain on all of our beautiful pieces that Glenny has made for us. Almost a final piece to the puzzle, hey?
Almost.
Almost. So far so good, which is making me very nervous.
You should be bloody stoked though. It looks unreal. I don't think anyone's ever spent as long on a wardrobe door.
Yeah.
It's still going.
We're kind of freaking out because we just had really dark clouds come above us. Now I'm nervous that it's gonna start raining at any moment. It's not forecasted, but that doesn't mean anything when you live in the rainforest. And I was right, it started raining, so this is our current situation. There's stuff everywhere. You can see Leo's back there somewhere.
But it's basically done. They're all wiped off. Stoked.
Yeah, we'll show you again in hopefully better lighting, but yeah, they've sort of just like taken off that little bit of pinkiness to it.
Because it's not like a varnish, it's more just like an oil, so it'll get absorbed into it. And then it also allows the natural sort of discoloration of the timber, which will turn like slightly warmer, slightly less pink. So we didn't want to add a stain that makes it the perfect like yellow or warmth now, because we know it's going to turn more yellow, and then that's something we don't want to happen.
Oh, my arm's getting tired holding this up.
Do you want me to keep going? It's going to look great. They're going to look awesome. Watch this space. I'm sure anyone that's ever built drawers knows that fitting drawers is the most frustrating and can end up just ruining your entire plans. So I've been fiddling with these runners for a bit. I actually saw a pretty cool tutorial on YouTube that sort of helped me get all these lined up, particularly because I have this curve that has to match so perfectly. It's not even a matter of it being kind of accurate, it's like it has to be so bang on. I really hope it works. There we go. How's the spacing? Wow, that is pretty good. I'm stoked! And then, the final piece of the puzzle. Our false bottom drawer. That will sit like this. And you've got yourself a fake dual drawer bedside table. I am buzzing about that. But now I gotta take it apart and I'm gonna do the final top coat of oil on all the pieces we need. This is starting to look exactly how we wanted. We were a little worried about it being a bit too pink, which obviously we know being silky oak. But now it's starting to get a little warmer with this, and then over time it's also going to get warmer again. But the previous coat was a bit too flat and made it look still unfinished, but this top coat, I'm frothing. This all looks so good. I can't wait to put it in place. Today's the day we're actually installing stuff. I'm so excited. It all looks so good. Now we've actually got to get it up there. It turns out it's a very tough task considering, number one, I made it very big and clunky, which I like, but it also makes it very heavy. And number two, going up the stairs is really narrow and hard to maneuver anything quite large like our bedside table. So we've got the ladder in here. Before we put the tops across that divide, to avoid any damage, we're going to try and lob up the bedside table up and over the guardrail with the drawers removed so that it's a little bit lighter. But this is going to be quite a difficult task. Kendall's going to be out the top. I'm going to climb up the ladder. And fingers crossed we don't ruin what we've just spent weeks creating.
Are you okay?
You grab behind the legs again, get it down, not onto, just so I can rest on this back piece here.
Woo!
Oh. Deceivingly very heavy. Or not deceivingly, it's pretty bulky. Now this is the first time I'm actually trying to put it in place. It would be a terrible time if I had measured incorrectly in the very beginning. And it didn't fit. It's going to be hard with my arm there. And to not damage anything.
What happened?
I just don't want to damage the micro cement. And I need to keep that out of the way.
The front needs to go like now just hold it straight and then go straight down.
What am I
You're on the trim, so push it back. Yep. Ooh.
Okay, no damage. Wow. Just wanna have a look at this line. Check this out, huh? Wow. Wow. That's nice. Stoked. Alright, let's get the drawers in.
Woo.
Woo.
Get the drawer.
Here we go. Alright. It's a little bit stiff, but that should free up. Now for the false drawer, there are a few different ways I was thinking about doing it, but I wanted it to be less permanent so that I did have a bit of wiggle room with making sure that the curb ended up working perfectly right, and it wasn't so permanent that I needed like access from behind, because once we wall downstairs, I'm not going to have that access again. If there's damage, if there's anything I need to do to this, I want to still be able to remove it and either like change it. We might want to change our bedside table in 5 to 10 years. This way we can. There's nothing actually built into the space. It's all going to be easily removable and modified. So I'm going with the old trusty command strips. I've allowed myself a few mil at the back, so hopefully the clearance ends up being nice and smooth, but that's what I'm going to test now. I'm just going to do a quick little trial, not fully sticking it on the back, but at least just seeing what the clearance ends up being like. And hopefully all of my calculations have worked perfectly. But we shall see. That's pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. I think that's the best I'm going to get with these options, to be honest. I reckon I'll go ahead with it. I've just got to make sure I put these spaces in the bottom so that I've got my nice even gap that I'd planned for before. But even then I still have some wiggle room with these strips, so a little bit of peace of mind, a little less stressful installing this part. I'm just going to line up these sides. There we have it, gang.
Woo.
The bedside table is complete.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. What's next?
The doors.
Let's get these doors on.
I've chiseled out and mounted the hinges and mounted the handles, and it's the time that I've borderline been dreading is actually mounting the doors. I've test fit them in situ with spacers, and I've got like 1 to 2 mil gaps all the way around. It looks great, but now it means I have to mount them perfectly, because if I'm either slightly too far forward, too far back, or a little on the skew, it's either going to sit out, sit in, they'll touch at the top or the bottom, or I don't know. I'm freaking out a little bit. But I have to do it. It's also not the most fun. You're not even making it. You're just putting them in place.
But it matters the most.
But it can make or break it. Once you started drilling holes, you can't keep drilling more holes because it's going to be so minor adjustments. But I think I've done all the prep right. So just have to start drilling.
Glenn, there's another rainbow.
Another rainbow.
Surely that's a good sign. I can't believe we didn't think about this until installing it.
Right now.
It did not cross our minds at all until just now. Oh no.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, but we can't actually open this all the way. Thank God we weren't putting drawers in, otherwise we'd be screwed.
Why? Okay.
I thought for sure we had clearance. Like, I thought this was further back. Like, it didn't even cross my mind, and you can say that's so dumb that it didn't cross your mind. Obviously, never done this before. But for some reason, if you asked me, I wouldn't have thought this beam was even that close
No, same.
to the closet.
That's why it never crossed my mind. And there's a part at the edge over there where the border around the bed, we were so cautious of it not hitting that.
Yeah, it was perfect.
didn't-
We made sure it was sat below that height so it could open all the way to the wall, not thinking at all. We didn't think to look up. I mean...
I mean, it opens most of the way, so it is fine, but it is actually quite annoying that it didn't even cross either of our minds until right now.
Yeah, not the whole process. Not once. Oh, well, I guess that's a good lesson to be learned. Look around a little bit from time to time, maybe. Wow, look at that. Look at that.
Nice.
Nice. Now I just have to hope that I can match that one. But it's not catching on anything at all. Is the door perfectly square? Technically, no. But no one needs to know.
Except these guys.
Yeah, we're not telling anyone.
You know what? If you don't laugh, you'll cry. So
Yeah.
at this point, it doesn't
At
matter.
this point, this looks sick.
But only people who are opening it is us. If anyone else is opening it, that's weird.
Yeah, and we're going to be sitting here. We're not going to be sitting over here. Yeah. If it was the other way, I'd be pretty disappointed.
Well, is it gonna be that one too?
Nah.
We haven't tried.
Nah, because this is hitting there. It'll...
Yeah.
Watch this space. Yes.
Woo!
Oh, baby. Now the moment of truth.
Oh.
Holy moly.
My goodness.
Wow, they're not perfect.
Not perfect. What do you mean?
They're a little twisted.
Oh, whatever. Look at that.
But, you know, hey,
Oh.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, why don't you sound excited?
They just don't line up as well as I was hoping.
Oh, Glenn, they look perfect.
Right?
Everybody tell him that they
Please.
look perfect. You need to be way more excited. Come on, they're beautiful.
I've learned
Are
my
you
lesson
kidding?
to not have twisted frames, but aside from that, pretty unbelievable. So I was staring at it a while, and the perfectionist in me just had to figure out how to try and make it a bit better. So I've adjusted all the hinges slightly because they were both going opposite to each other. I've just sort of, you know, a little bit at the top of this side, a little bit at the bottom of that side, a little bit at the top of this side, sort of trying to even them out. And now they are beautiful. Not perfect, but beautiful. And now I can look at these and not feel shame. It just wouldn't have done them right. I've spent so long on these bloody things. They had to at least look good in situ. So now I'm chuffed. That looks beautiful. Sure. Wow, look how close that is. I wish I could play that off like I knew what I was doing. But this guy, I leave it there. But hey, I am stoked. I have to do the tops of the trim and then the trim of the window. And then we're basically done. I'm working. Finally looks kind of finished. Kind of.
Almost.
After what felt like an eternity, the bedroom is basically done.
Pretty much.
Still obviously have to paint, as I mentioned, and then we'll also get the electrical wired up, which I feel like I've been talking about this for like 6 months now. But the Sparky then has been away, but he's coming back, which should get us sorted as well.
Now that the bedroom is finished, we're moving on to what's arguably the most exciting part of the build, the kitchen.
So much to put in place, and once again, I will be making everything by hand yet again, and having never done it before is another big challenge, and we're of course very nervous about it, but we cannot wait to actually have somewhat of a kitchen space that doesn't feel just as much like a camp kitchen.
How long do you think this kitchen's gonna take?
There's a reason we don't put time frames on things. It's because we're never going to stick to them.
Very exciting though, so we will see you on the next one.